Welcome back to Kdramas Decoded, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of your favorite K-drama. Episode 4 of My Bias. My boss opens with Haki finally deciding to apologize to Darium. For a while, he had been suspicious of her because she previously worked at SE Mulson, a company that is preparing to launch a fashion platform almost identical to Apello's. Worse, Apello's confidential information has somehow been leaking to SE. Because Darium came from that company, Haki had started wondering whether she had deliberately hidden her previous employment and entered Apello as some kind of corporate spy. Now, however, he has realized that he was wrong. When he finds Darium, he explains that he had misunderstood her and admits that he had been unnecessarily harsh because he was worried about the information leak. Darium is shocked. She jokingly asks whether he really thought she was a spy, comparing herself to something ridiculous like Black Widow. Haki tries to apologize seriously, but Darium can't stop laughing because the entire misunderstanding seems so absurd to her. She eventually reassures him that she genuinely likes Apello and has no intention of betraying the company. In fact, Darium believes Apello can eventually become even bigger and more successful than SC. Haki is relieved to hear this. Darium then enthusiastically offers to help him find the actual spy inside Apello. Haki agrees and tells her to let him know if she notices anything suspicious. Ironically, Darium has absolutely no idea how close she is to the company's secrets, or how much trouble she could accidentally get herself into. Haki starts noticing Darium's feelings. Meanwhile, Haki's friend notices how casually he treats Darium. He points out that Haki is speaking informally to her and even touching her head, despite the fact that she is an employee. Haki insists that there is nothing romantic happening. He says Darium simply had something on her head, so he was helping her. But his friend isn't convinced. He even asks whether Haki is jealous. Haki immediately denies it. Still, the fact that the possibility of Darium liking someone else even bothers him suggests that something may already be changing inside him. Darium gets mistaken for an Lee Chan fan. Later, Darium is caught carrying a large banner featuring Lee Chan. Someone assumes that she must be a huge fan of Chan. Darium quickly makes an excuse, explaining that a friend needs the banner for a recycling project. But she also makes it clear that she is actually a fan of the company's CEO's adorable dog. Naturally, nobody believes her. Darium is still trying desperately to convince herself that her feelings for Chan are nothing more than those of a fan. That becomes increasingly difficult as the episode continues. Haki drives Darium home. After seeing Darium struggling to carry the banner, Haki offers to drive her home. Darium initially refuses, but eventually gets into the car. The situation is incredibly awkward, because she feels like there are actually 3 people sitting in the car: herself, Haki, and the imaginary version of Lee Chan that exists in her head. Then Haki tells her that he has something important to say. He admits that he had suspected her of being a spy. Darium is shocked but ultimately laughs it off. The two begin to relax around each other, and their relationship becomes noticeably warmer. Darium's friends confront the obvious problem. Once Darium tells her friends what happened, they immediately realize something she doesn't. They ask her whether she is going to approach Chan as a woman or as a fan. Darium doesn't understand the question. To her, there is no difference. Her friends finally tell her the obvious. A fan can still be a woman. This becomes one of the episode's recurring jokes. Darium continues insisting that she is simply a fan, but everything she does suggests otherwise. Darium buys a romantic wine. Things become even more suspicious when Darium decides to buy wine for a man in his 30s. She tells the salesperson that the man is sophisticated and asks for something really good. When the salesperson asks whether it's for someone she likes, Darium gets embarrassed. Eventually, she is recommended a wine supposedly famous for helping love come true. Darium insists that isn't why she's buying it. But of course, it absolutely looks like a romantic gift. And the person she's buying it for is Haki. Darium accidentally becomes a drama extra. Darium then goes looking for Chan at a filming location. She has no idea that she is about to get dragged into the production. A staff member mistakes her for an extra because of what she is wearing and asks her to participate in a scene. Darium reluctantly agrees. The scene involves her walking toward Chan, but she is so nervous that she completely freezes up. The director tells her to relax and imagine that she is simply walking toward someone she knows. Ironically, that advice makes things even worse because she actually does have feelings for Chan. After several failed takes, she finally manages to complete the scene. We finally learn about Haki and Chan's friendship. The episode, then, gives us a flashback into Haki's past. We learn that Haki and Chan have been friends for many years. When Haki transferred schools during his first year of high school, he struggled to fit in. He was even bullied. Chan, however, refused to ignore him. Despite being popular, academically successful, and a talented basketball player, Chan noticed Haki and repeatedly tried to include him. He dragged Haki into basketball games, invited him to hang out, and eventually became his closest friend. Haki slowly changed because of Chan's kindness. Since Haki's parents were often away, he even spent a lot of time at Chan's house and ate dinner with his family. The friendship became one of the most important relationships in his life. Haki admits that Chan was the one person who stayed beside him when others left. This explains why Haki is so protective of Chan. It also makes Darium understand that the man she's been thinking of as her intimidating boss actually has a much softer side. Darium confesses her 11-year devotion to Chan. Darium then gets a very special opportunity. She tells Chan that she has supported him for 11 years and 10 months, and that she has never wavered in her feelings for him. She says she has never been attracted to anyone else, and intends to support him for the rest of her life. Chan is genuinely touched. Rather than rejecting her or making fun of her, he thanks her sincerely for supporting him for so many years. For Darium, this is almost a dream come true. Chan then reveals something even more meaningful. He has written a song for DNX fans because he hopes that if the group ever reunites, they can perform it together. He asks Darium to listen to the song. As she listens, the romantic atmosphere becomes obvious. Her friends watching from the outside would probably be screaming at her by this point. But Darium still insists that she's only a fan. Yun Chohee walks in at the worst possible moment. Just when the atmosphere between Darium and Chan becomes emotional, Yun Chohee suddenly arrives. She immediately misinterprets the situation. Seeing Darium there, she jokingly wonders whether she has interrupted something. Darium is mortified. She immediately leaves because she thinks she has made everything awkward. Chan tries to stop her, but Darium is too embarrassed. She tells him that she is ashamed and asks him to let her go. This becomes another emotional blow for Darium. Chohee confronts Chan. Later, Chohee confronts Chan. She questions why he would invite Darium into his home and treat her so specially. Chan explains that Darium has been supporting him for years and that he wanted to thank her. Chohee isn't impressed. She points out that Chan has never treated her this way, despite the fact that they were once together. She accuses him of always presenting himself as a good person, while unknowingly hurting the people closest to him. The argument leaves Chan visibly uncomfortable. Darium has an emotional crash. After leaving, Darium starts questioning everything. She realizes she may have been getting carried away. She tells herself that she is only one of thousands of Chan's fans. Even though she spent time with him, ate with him, and received special treatment, she convinces herself that none of it means anything romantic. But emotionally, she is clearly hurt. Then, while crossing the road, Darium nearly gets into an accident. Haki happens to be nearby and becomes angry because she wasn't paying attention. Afterward, he realizes that something is wrong. Darium finally admits that she had been extremely happy earlier that day, but that happiness ended the moment she realized that dreams don't last after you wake up. Haki can tell she is struggling. Haki gets injured. The next complication comes when Haki injures his arm. He claims that a Pomeranian attacked him. Everyone finds the story ridiculous because a tiny, adorable Pomeranian apparently caused his injury. Darium immediately feels responsible. She keeps worrying about him and tries to help him eat because his injured arm makes things difficult. Haki insists that he can manage, but Darium refuses to let him struggle. The situation becomes unintentionally intimate. She feeds him and worries over him, while everyone around them starts noticing how naturally they take care of each other. Darium goes to Haki's house. Later, Haki tells Darium that he needs help with an urgent business proposal. His injured arm makes it difficult for him to work. Darium immediately offers to help. She rushes to his house because she lives only about 500 meters away. This gives her another opportunity to spend time alone with him. The two work together on an important proposal for a potential overseas VC. Darium contributes an idea involving Apello's previous online fashion show, emphasizing the company's mission of growing together with its partners. Haki is impressed by her suggestion. They successfully finish the proposal and send it off. Haki thanks her for helping him put out the fire. Darium removes the children's stickers. While they're working, Darium notices stickers all over Haki's things. He explains that some children belonging to a close friend had visited and put them everywhere. Since Haki hates mess and normally keeps his surroundings extremely organized, the stickers are driving him crazy. Darium offers to remove them. She happily starts peeling them off, helping him make his home feel normal again. This small domestic moment makes their relationship feel surprisingly couple-like. The wine creates a huge misunderstanding. Before leaving, Darium remembers the wine she bought. She gives it to Haki and explains that she brought it because she didn't want to arrive at someone's home empty-handed. But then she accidentally says that she bought it with her feelings in mind. And the wine happens to be famous as a wine that helps people find love. Haki freezes. He starts wondering whether Darium is confessing her feelings to him. His assistant essentially confirms his suspicion, telling him that giving someone this particular wine and saying that it contains her feelings is a very direct romantic signal. Haki becomes stunned. Could Darium actually like him? He keeps asking the question over and over. For the first time, Haki seriously considers that the woman who always laughs around him might actually have romantic feelings for him. Haki starts seeing Darium differently. After that, Haki begins paying closer attention to Darium. He notices that she smiles whenever she sees him. He starts interpreting her actions differently. The things he previously dismissed as friendliness now seem like potential signs of attraction. And instead of being uncomfortable with the idea, he seems increasingly curious. The dynamic between them has shifted. Darium still believes her heart belongs to Chan. Haki, meanwhile, is beginning to wonder if he might be the person she actually likes. The episode ends with a direct question. The final scene pushes their relationship even further. Haki deliberately finds an excuse to spend more time with Darium. He realizes that the work isn't really the reason he brought her along. He simply wanted to see her. Eventually, he stops dancing around the issue. He tells Darium that he wants her to be honest. Then he asks the question that changes everything. Does she see him as a man? And that's where the episode ends. For Darium, this question is terrifying because she has spent the entire episode insisting that she is simply a fan of Lee Chan. But Haki is no longer convinced. The wine, her constant smiling, the way she worries about him, and the amount of time she spends around him have all made him question what her true feelings are. Episode 4 ending explained. Episode 4 is essentially the turning point in the Darium and Haki relationship. At the beginning of the episode, Haki sees Darium mainly as an employee he has unfairly suspected. By the end, he is actively wondering whether she might have feelings for him. At the same time, Darium's relationship with Chan becomes more complicated. She finally gets the kind of personal interaction with her idol that she has dreamed about for more than a decade, eating at his house, listening to his unreleased music, and hearing him thank her for supporting him. But instead of simply being happy, She realizes that being close to her idol is very different from actually being loved by him. And that realization leaves her emotionally vulnerable. Meanwhile, Haki is slowly becoming the person who notices when Darium is upset, takes care of her, worries about her, and wants to be around her. The funniest part is that Darium hasn't even realized the romantic possibility yet. She thinks she's hopelessly in love with her idol. Haki thinks she might be falling for him. And everyone around them seems to understand the situation, except Darium herself. So episode 4 ends with the biggest romantic question yet. Will Darium finally realize that the man standing in front of her might be more than just her boss?